Hi, it's me coming to you live for Laura's big birthday. And happy birthday to Kara too. Half happy birthday because it's really half the effort that you've put in to this birthday than Laura. But anyway, happy birthday. I don't go on camera very often, as you can tell. I don't have makeup on, but I love you and I wanted to try and make you laugh today. And I want to talk about my amazing sister. She asked for the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I am going to focus mainly on the good because there's so much. So let's see here. Where do I want to start? Well, first of all, I will start with some pictures. So this is how we started off. Very typical moment in our life. This is on Miller Avenue in Oklahoma City. And there's Jeanette too. And we're all in homemade dresses made by our mother, wearing them proudly. I really think Laura's is the best. I love that skirt. I think it's still beautiful. Anyway, that is our beginning. I have very few memories of childhood without my sister in them because I'm the youngest. And I like to think that I played a role, an important role in her life, in happy moments of her life, or satisfying moments in her young life, because I was her target for all the teasing, all the pranks, all the everything. And I was a really easy target. I always got really upset. And she also could make me laugh really, really, really hard at usually very inappropriate times. So I have a lot. Well, actually, I think I've forgotten many of those moments, but I do remember a few. And Laura, really, nobody is better at making me, especially, laugh ridiculously hard at inappropriate times. And the one I remember the most, and it happened more than once for sure. In fact, I think it was a challenge that she and my dad, they worked together like a little comedy team, had every Sunday morning when we would go to Pennsylvania Avenue Christian Church. And I would be all dressed up in the latest calico stylings that my mother had sewed for me so thoughtfully. And we would dutifully sit in the pews at church, and they were never happier than when the communion tray would come along with the little glasses of wine slash juice that would come along that was dark red, grape juice or something, or I don't know what it was. But anyway, it was sloshable, and so of course, the minute the tray came to my small hands, they would say something. They would make fun of me, or they would say some word that somehow would make me instantly laugh. And so, like, right at the moment that I would take a drink, I would laugh so hard, I would spit it out everywhere. My mom would be horrified. The people, everyone would look at us. And my dad and my sister were never happier in that moment. I think that has got to be one of her moments that she remembers, being so happy, making fun of me and causing me embarrassment, which, I had many of those moments. But that was one that happened many times because I could always be gotten, always. Always. I was very loyal in that way, I think. Okay, I'm looking over here at my notes just so I don't go crazy. Okay, I don't want to be too long. But yes, hilarious person. Another really funny thing she did. Oh, I don't have a picture. Well, it was probably around this era, 1976. This is Laura when she, wearing her satellite tube socks and her, Daisy Dukes. This was our neighborhood parade on Fortson Drive. And around that time, most of my life I was not very fashionable. Probably my most fashionable moments were when my dear sister, who was amazing, would style me. Like, usually just so she wouldn't be embarrassed by me. Like you can't go out in that because, oh my God, what will my friends say, Because she was cool. She was way cooler than me, still cooler than me, the coolest. I am what I think of myself as cool adjacent, only by being her sister, frankly. And so anyway, she would do that. But what's really funny is, so the thing that she did that was so funny, and I wish I had the picture, I cannot find it, but there's a picture of me around this era in 76, and I am walking my bike down this same road, and walking my bike somewhere. I have on like bell-bottom jeans and a dark blue windbreaker that was like a satellite windbreaker, I think. I have a green stocking cap pulled down over my ears with a little white ball on top. There are so many ways to make fun of me in this picture, but Laura's caption is, on that photo on the back, is Paige demonstrates the toe drag, because my back toe was, I guess, dragging or whatever. And it's just so perfect about Laura. Like, she has a way, because she's an artist and a photographer at heart, I know, and she has a way of zeroing in on something that often others don't see. And it's the funniest thing you can ever imagine. And she has done that her whole life, and she's amazing for it. Let's see, what else? Yes, personal stylist, best hand-me-downs ever. I really still don't know how to put on makeup, because Laura did my makeup my entire young life until, well, even through college, when I would wear makeup, which was rare. And then, when I had to be on my own, it was just no good. But by that time, I was such a deep nerd that makeup didn't really matter. But yeah, so she was amazing at that, and she gave me the best hand-me-down clothes, and she probably remembers, and I remember, that I ruined her Go-Go's vacation concert t-shirt that she loved and I loved, but I did it. It's gone. It's gone forever, and we've both had to learn to live with that, and so anyway, still sorry. Let's see what else. The other cool thing about Laura that was great is she would invite me along sometimes, cool adjacent. She would, I was the visitor, like, okay, Paige, you're in, for whatever reason, I'd be invited to do something cool with my sister. And the one I remember the most is driving around with her in her super cool 1966 Mustang. That rumble, whatever, and she would have on her Ray-Bans, whatever, and I was probably wearing something stupid, not at all cool, but she would let me ride along. She always played the best mixtapes, the best cruising music that you possibly could have in the 80s, I guess, and there was a lot, and she always knew the best songs. I didn't. I was listening to Bread. I mean, it was really ridiculous I was so not cool. But I was cool when I was with her, and she would like take me to Sonic, and we'd order, I think, Diet Cherry Cokes or Diet Strawberry Cokes or something like that. It was fun. We got all the little plastic animals, and her glove compartment was just full of them. And then last thing, another example of cool, not cool, is that she drove a 66 Mustang for her first car, and I got a 1961 Falcon. So there's really nothing else that needs to be said about that, except that she's the cool one, and she had the cool car. Let's see, what else? Oh, another thing, more modern day, but I think it's been true her whole life too. Laura, well, one of the slightly bad things about Laura is she doesn't have the best health. So she has been plagued with that, I think, almost her whole life. Even in her teenage years and beyond, and it's awful. But Laura is tough, and she will, educate herself and figure it all out. She does whatever she can. She is not going to let her get her down. But as a result, she is the best resource. She is like a walking physician's desk reference. So, for any kind of medication and what this does, what that does, I, of course, know nothing. And, even recently, she will always take my call if she possibly can. And, my daughter, Ambria, and I were in the CVS parking lot, and Ambria had this horrible respiratory thing. And I'm like, we just got to go buy every medicine. I don't know. And then I thought, I should call Laura. And of course, she answered. She's like, no, you're not going to get that, and don't look on the shelf. Go to the pharmacist. It's behind the desk. And I'm like, I can't get the stuff behind the desk. She's like, yes, you can. You just have to show me drive. I'm like, what? Anyway, she's constantly saving my children and me and helping us with medicine when we need it. So thank you. And you're amazing. Let's see here. What else do I have to say? The other amazing things about her is, she takes care of everybody. She took care of mom and dad to the very last days. She now takes care of Zorro, very happily so, which is amazing. And she's just the best. I think she's just that way for everybody, including me, even though it's from a distance, but it's great. I get to be one of her check-in calls, and I'm always going to be grateful for that. She, last couple of things, she is an amazing artist. This is like, I still have this charcoal and pen drawing that you did. And it's smudged there. That's not by design. But I love this. And I've always treasured it. And I still have it. And there's many more things. She had this amazing mural on her wall that she drew in pencil. That was just the most bizarre things that everything she did was amazing. And my mom let her. My mom, who was not an artsy person, very conservative person, she was like, yeah, that wall is yours. And Laura could just draw, do whatever she wanted to. I wish we had pictures of it. I don't know what she does. I still remember it though. And it was really, really cool. And, someday if she lets her inner artist break through, it's still there. It's in her blood. It's in her DNA. And it's really cool. Last really amazing thing, I know this is kind of silly, is that she went and got a puppy, a lab mix puppy. Her name was Ruby Tuesday. And that was the best dog in the world and responsible for many, many amazing memories. She was a great dog mom, still is. And, because of Ruby Tuesday, we all got amazing puppies. My Dolly Face, may you rest in peace. She lived a long, happy beach life, though. And that was really cool. So, anyway, my sister is amazing. And I'm probably leaving things out, but there is a letter somewhere that if you want to read it, hopefully I got it all in there. All right, I will. Bad. I don't really call it the bad. I would say it's the dark side, because she's cool. She's not bad. She just has a dark side. So a couple of key memories jump out. I'll just briefly touch on them. I think they represent her dark side. There was a significant incident in my young life when we were playing Blind Man's Bluff in the front yard of Fordson Drive House, and we had many, many oak trees. And she accidentally, while I was blindfolded, ran me into a tree. Like literally let me walk straight into a tree. Like take 20 steps, boom, tree, boom, I'm out. Yeah, that was my sister. She probably thought that was the funniest thing that ever happened to her. I, of course, was crying and a mess. She also had a habit or a plan, or if she was bored, I'm not sure, she would just randomly go tell my mom I said a bad word. Paige just said shit. Paige just called me a bitch. And I would literally be like in my room reading a book, and my mom would storm in like, what did you do? And I'd be like, I don't know, what did I do? And then I was lying and I would get in trouble. Oh, Laura, just let it go. I don't know. You ask her. I don't know what. But that's kind of a dark side to her. She also teamed up with my brothers and sisters, Gerald and Jeanette. Our house was really designed for torture. If you were, had a young, naive person, totally not expecting to be tortured. We had the house intercom system, so they could, haunt me in every room. Oh, I'm watching you. I can see you. Oh my God, terrifying. But always a good way to deal with the ongoing boredom of our 70s childhood. And I did survive. Also, she had a terrifying parakeet Lucky 13. The whole family knew how terrified I was of birds, absolutely terrified of birds. Laura could just let it walk on her shoulders and her arm. Me, no, I would literally almost have a heart attack. So, of course, when she could, while I was taking a bath, she would just let Lucky 13 into the bathroom and then hold the door closed so that I could scream and freak out while Lucky fluttered about me. Yeah, so that's all I'm going to say. That's just, there was a lot of stuff like that, but, you know, much more funny. The ugly. Well, you know, ugly is not my sister's style. She does not do ugly. You know, she's just a makeup pro. Her hair always looks great, you know. I mean, she's always shopping for, you know, good things to wear, you know. She's not like me. I'm still wearing clothes that I bought 15 years ago. I don't know. That's because I'm not around my sister anymore, so I still do that. I think the other, in our college days, she wasn't really ugly, but, you know, she wasn't really a star student. She was much more popular at Eskimo Joe's. She was probably spent more time there during the school day than she did in class. But she looked cool the whole time. You know what I mean? Ray-Bans, wearing her house shoes to walk across camp. I mean, cool. Just so cool. And again, I was occasionally invited along. So, you know, I got to sort of observe cool life. But like that time, I was really going into my own very non-cool, you know, serious life. So, you know, she kind of probably gave up at some point. You know, lastly, I will say this isn't really ugly. I don't know what this is, but, you know, she is a hero. She's a classic. She is always there for people. She comes through in the clutch. It's just instant for her. She doesn't even think about it, but she does have a lot of trouble accepting help for herself. But, you know, I think she knows, I hope she knows that I'm always here for her. I will jump in when I get the sign, always willing. I love you like a sister. I hope you're having an amazing party, and I hope I made you laugh. Just a few fun photos to end with. This is our little motley crew on vacation. Noel, Missouri. Gerald is 13. Laura's 9. Jeanette's 12, and I am 6. Good times. Here we are sharing a special moment 5 years later, 1979 in Williamsburg, Virginia, and lots of fun vacation moments like that one that we endured together. Here we are. I believe this is the playground by grandmother's house, and over there in the back is the merry-go-round we all almost died on, you know. But look at us, beautiful, loving her. And here she is, so sexy, so beautiful. I think these are the Sharper Image days. Notice an Olin Mills photograph. Oh, is that the year? I think it says 1990. So look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I love you.